Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about capsule networks, and here's the outline for my talk. I'll start by discussing the problems faced by CNNs, then we'll discuss capsule network as a possible solution, and towards the end I'll compare CNN versus capsule network. Before we begin, how many of you know how CNN works? It's okay if you don't know how CNN works. I'll keep this talk very intuitive so everyone can follow. So let's discuss what's wrong with CNN. The first problem is called positional invariance. In this image, if I switch the eyes with the lips, we see that the underlying object has been distorted. However, the model still predicts it as a person, which is not desired. The model is not able to capture the relative position of different parts in the image. The second is called lack of equivariance. If I rotate the image, the underlying image or the object is still the same. However, the model loses its predictive power, which is not desired. And the third problem is called 2D versus 3D representation. The world around us is 3D, however, CNN learns a 2D representation, which lacks generality, and the model is not able to generalize properly and requires a lot of data. Jeffrey Hinton and his team in 2017 proposed a novel architecture called as Capsule Network, which helps address these problems. The paper talks about three interesting things which are very different from CNNs. It talks about capsules, it talks about capsule layers, and dynamic routing. Let's understand what each of them means. A capsule network also has a CNN which is feeding to capsule layer. We know that CNN have multiple filters. Let's assume we have 256 filters, each giving output of size 6x6. What Hinton suggests is that we divide this stack of 256 into 32 parts so that we have 32 layers which are called a capsule layer. Each layer has 8 filters. Towards the right you can see a capsule layer. Hinton also suggests that we consider each column of this layer as a capsule and it acts as a single unit. So capsules are vector of length 8 here. Let's compare CNN versus capsule. Capsules have vectors as the basic building block. However, CNNs have scalar. Since capsules have vector, it can encode more information and it can generalize better. We can encode informations like what was the position of the object, the lighting, and various different interesting features. The second difference is how information propagates from one layer to the other. CNNs use max pooling, but max pooling have its own issues. It lacks equivariance and it does not generalize well. However, Hinton suggested that we use something called as dynamic routing. Dynamic routing is nothing but we build a weight matrix which tries to capture the interaction between different parts of the image, and then this information is weighted across different capsule layers and passed to the next layer. So you can understand it as a matrix which is able to capture the interaction, and also it weights that interaction to figure out which things are important and to be transferred to the next layer and which things are not important for it. And the last is non-linear activation. CNNs normally use ReLU, however capsule networks use a unit norm function which is shown here, which is also called as squashing, which converts the vector into a probability of 0 and 1 and which is easy to learn. Finally, the output of capsule networks are vector versus the output of CNN are scalar. Now let's summarize. Capsule network help us address all the problems faced by CNNs. Capsule networks are positional equivariant, they have the ability to learn 3D features, and they require less data, and they give better performance. We got state-of-the-art result for MNIST dataset. However, it has some limitations as well. The current implementation is very slow, and it has been implemented only on small dataset. And also we have very limited understanding of capsule network. So we need to explore this field. Towards the end, I have Jeffrey Hinton with me. Jeffrey Hinton says that capsule networks are cool, and he believes that we have a lot of potential and there is a lot that can be explored in this field, and it can change how we do deep learning and image recognition. And when Hinton says something, we should try to believe it. So let's start exploring capsule network. Thank you.